Hi everybody! I want to talk about how you can reuse or rethink. Anyway, your kids, or it doesn't have to be your kids, you can get these yourself from a thrift store, kind of writing utensil activities. This first one is a small board. It's from Learning Without Tears, teaching kids how to handwrite. The chalk, and there's a whole orientation. Anyway, great program, but not the point of this. I like to reuse this size in the kitchen to remind myself on like what to cook or make next, kind of like so it doesn't go bad. So like we have some fresh broccoli that we need to process and cook today. So this is our note to make broccoli. It's actually two-sided, so I could be like, hey, breakfast reminder or lunch reminder. It's typically oriented like this to teach the kiddos how to make their letters. I do tend to turn it sideways. And I just prop this against the tile or in front of like a baking dish to remind myself for the day what I want to cook or that I need to bake or cook. So that's my first thing. This has been really helpful. We also use this when my son has a fever. We'll just keep track of the time and the temperature and kind of monitor the temperature throughout his sickness, and I just leave it on the counter, and that way my husband and I both can see like when the last temperature was taken, or if we did a dose of medicine, when that last medicine was, just because we're both kind of running around with that. So I hope those two things are helpful. But yeah, like things to cook, meal planning for the day, or temperature medicine tracking for when kiddos are sick. So that's how I like to use this little guy. Magna Doodle. This has actually been so helpful for so many ways with teaching my kid to write and read. Right now it's up for reading. So bit and bite kind of look the same, and then bot, like a robot, and boat, kind of the same. So it's kind of showing my son how they look similar and have a lot of the same letters, but they're not quite the same. So this visual display for him is really helpful. And then he can also kind of like write on it and kind of process if he needs to as well. Another way that I like to use this is if he's gonna write something out, and just to help him with the letters, as he's still learning to write and do capitalization properly. So for example, today we have a birthday party. And so I can write this out for him, and he can practice writing the letters and just double check that he's remembering how to spell things correctly and doing the correct capitalization. So I just put this in front of him on the table while he's working on his card for his friend. And I like to have him do it. I think that's important for him, for it to come from him and for him to do that process. So that's another reason that I like to have this out. This is also great for tic-tac-toe, so you're not using paper up one time. So we'll do tic-tac-toe on here. Yeah, of course drawing on here. And then I can't think of any other ways that we really use this. But yeah, so helping him write out, and then when he's reading, comparing similar words that aren't quite the same. So yeah, I hope that's helpful for you guys. We had a tiny Magna Doodle that would be like car travel size, and it's okay, but honestly, for me to write as big as I'd like to do capitalization and spacing, I really would recommend the large Magna Doodle, if you can find one. And again, thrift stores for that, your local Buy Nothing, next door, whatever social online platform you might be able to get a hold of. If you're at a place of worship, maybe you guys can do a toy swap there, or ask your local library to maybe do something similar to that. because it's a great tool to have for younger kids. I can definitely see when he's, you know, rolling with the reading and the writing, how we wouldn't really need this anymore, and I would be happy to give it to somebody else. Now we lost, well, okay, technically the magnets broke really early, and then anyway, so don't get me started on the magnet. But the writing part is great, and somebody can definitely reuse the writing part. And if they wanted to check if there are replacement magnets, or kind of try and make their own or shape that would work on that, it's totally feasible to do that. All right, I hope that's helpful. Have a good day.